What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you've been following the 2026 World Cup this summer in North America, then you already know how intense this tournament has been. And I'm not just talking about the record heat outside. From the legendary Azteca to BMO Field in Toronto, the beautiful game is telling us a story that's bigger than soccer. The tournament is moving into its final brutal stages, and a whole list of major teams has already packed their bags and gone home. Guys, this World Cup has shown us something wild. Africa's influence on global soccer has never felt this deep, this visible, or this decisive. Today, we're not just going to throw dry statistics at you. No! Hit that subscribe button and let's count down the top 10 national teams carrying the strongest African-rooted heritage at the 2026 World Cup. Let's go! Number 10, United States. Alright, we're starting at number 10 with our own boys, the Usment. Bro, playing at home with the pressure of an entire country on your shoulders is no joke. Even though they lit up the stadium with a huge group stage run at MetLife, the harsh side of soccer finally hit them hard. America's dream officially ended in tears in the knockout round. The title dream is gone, but the legacy they left behind doesn't just disappear. This year's squad has 10 out of 26 players, with African-rooted backgrounds, including 3 African-American players, 4 with Ghanaian roots, and 3 with Liberian or West African roots. According to data from U.S. Soccer Analytics, this group of players covered 68% of the team's total distance throughout the tournament. Even though the U.S. is out, those numbers still show just how much athletic power this team had. Weston McKennie was the clearest example. This guy was a real engine in midfield. Data from Opta shows McKennie had an 87% successful ball recovery rate in the middle third of the field. Then there's Yunus Musa, the player who kept driving through the center of the pitch at an average speed of 32 kilometers per hour. And how could we forget Timothy Weah? With the tactical brain he inherited from his legendary father, George Weah, Timmy became the speed outlet on the right wing and scored a crucial equalizer in the group stage, even though that effort wasn't enough to carry the U.S. much further. They lost on the scoreboard, but they still represented a multicultural America, an America that doesn't quit. The U.S. has been eliminated, but the biggest question heading into the next 4-year cycle is this. Can U.S. soccer build a better talent development system that combines the physical power of this golden generation with more tactical maturity and game management? Or will America keep getting stuck at the edge of what could have been? Number 9. Colombia. Moving on to number 9, we're looking back at the aftershock of a team called Colombia. Guys, their magical journey officially came to a painful stop in the knockout round. But if you think getting eliminated makes the Afro-Colombian culture of Los Cafeteros fade into the background, you're completely wrong. It was the soul, the real heartbeat of the team that scared the world. Colombia had 12 out of 26 players with African roots, including 8 from Afro-Colombian communities along the Pacific coast, and 4 with Caribbean roots. Even after their exit, a deep analysis in The Athletic still argued that Colombia's explosive strength at this tournament came directly from players who grew up in poor coastal neighborhoods, where soccer is often the only real way out. On the field, Luis Diaz was nearly impossible to stop. The Barrancas-born winger had a 74% successful dribble rate throughout the tournament. At the back, Davinson Sanchez was a rock, dominating in the air. And John Cordoba, the tank up front, gave Colombia goals powered by pure strength and relentless movement. Even though they fell to a colder, more calculated style of soccer, nobody can forget the fiery cumbia rhythm they brought to the tournament. Colombia's run is over, and it proves one painful truth. Raw passion isn't always enough against disciplined, experienced teams. Will this failure put out the fire of the Pacific Coast, or will it become the hard lesson that makes them even more dangerous in 2030? Number 8. Ecuador. The number 8 spot belongs to a team that left me with a real sense of what could have been. Ecuador. It's wild to think that even though the Afro-Ecuadorian community makes up only a small share of the country's population, around 7%, they are basically the lungs of the entire national team. Even though Latry saw their journey end after a painful loss to the German machine in Houston, their performance went far beyond just being brave. They had 13 out of 26 players with African roots, including 10 Afro-Ecuadorian players and 3 with Caribbean roots. Most of them come from the Chota Valley, a tough, dry region that has somehow become a goldmine for elite fighters on the field. A technical report from the FIFA Technical Study Group pointed out that Ecuador had one of the most aggressive high-pressing styles in the group stage, based on PPDA. The leader of that style was none other than Moises Caicedo. From a kid who once had to play in torn boots borrowed from his brother, Caicedo is now a midfield force. The numbers show he averaged 6.5 tackles and interceptions per match, the highest in the tournament so far. Behind him, Piero Hincapié showed serious mental toughness. Even after the media tore into him for one mistake in the opener, he stood back up, threw himself into every challenge, and nearly shut down Germany's attack for 80 minutes. Ecuador proved they are not just a team that shows up to fill the bracket. They have more than enough physical power and fighting spirit. But the deadly problem they still haven't solved across generations is this. They don't have a true box striker, a real number 9 who can finish games. If they can't find that kind of forward, Ecuador may keep being a dangerous spoiler, but never the champion. Number 7, Brazil. Man, number 7 is a shock that's almost hard to believe. The kind of storyline no AI model or analyst would have dared to predict. Seleção, the great Brazil, has been eliminated in the group stage after losing to Norway in Los Angeles. Brazil came to North America with a squad full of Afro-Brazilian cultural heritage, the root of the legendary Ginga style. In the 26-man squad, 12 players carried that identity strongly, including 9 Afro-Brazilian players and 3 with West African roots. Vinicius Jr., the face of a global fight against racism, carried the heaviest expectations of all. According to CBF Data Analytics, Vini kept leading in stepovers and 1v1 situations, but the brutal truth was clear. He looked isolated. Brazil's attacking system broke down. Rodrigo tried to bring speed, but he was completely cut off against Norway's disciplined low-block defense. We're watching a Brazil team playing with the weight of the world on its shoulders, not with the joy of kids playing in the streets of a favela. Why did the team with the richest identity and some of the best individual talent in the world fall apart like this? Was it a deeper tactical failure from the coaching staff, or did the massive pressure of being turned into social symbols make their samba feet feel heavy? Brazilian soccer is now entering one of its worst identity crises in modern history. Number 6, Canada. Holy smokes! If you're looking for the plot of an Oscar-worthy sports movie, look at number 6, Team Canada. The Maple Leafs are writing one of the brightest chapters in their sports history by fighting their way into the round of 16 at their own BMO field. Here's the part that gives you chills. 14 out of 26 players in the squad have African roots, including 7 with Ghanaian roots, 4 with Haitian roots, and 3 with Jamaican roots. This isn't just a soccer team. This is the story of refugee families. Families who crossed oceans and escaped violence to find a new home, and now their children are carrying an entire nation. Alphonso Davies, the kid born in a refugee camp in Ghana, is now an unstoppable jet engine on the left side. Tournament tracking data recorded Davies hitting a top sprint speed of 36.8 kilometers per hour, destroying defensive shapes in the process. Alongside him, Jonathan David, a player with Haitian roots, is the brain and heartbeat of the attack, the man who fired in the decisive shot that helped Canada squeeze through the narrowest door into the knockout round. As a co-host nation, how far can Canada's miracle run really go? The biggest question raised by SPN right now is this: Can a team powered almost entirely by the spirit of survivors find enough edge, maturity, and tactical experience to avoid getting crushed by the heavyweights in the knockout rounds? Number 5. Netherlands top 5 guys. The orange wave is sweeping through Philadelphia. The Netherlands has always been one of the most stylish teams on the planet, and in 2026, they're bringing back the legacy of Surinamese-rooted legends like Ruud Gullit and Frank Rijkaard. Ronald Koeman's squad shows an incredible level of ethnic diversity. 14 out of 26 players have roots connected to Africa, including 8 with Surinamese roots and 6 with Antillean or Caribbean roots. A report from the KNVB Historical Archives shows that the blend of total football intelligence with the physical strength and speed of African-rooted players has been one of the Netherlands' biggest weapons for the last 3 decades. On the field right now, the commander Virgil van Dijk is basically the team's shield. Van Dijk's defensive numbers are unreal, 100% success in his one-on-one duels during the group stage. He's the rock that kills counterattacks before they can breathe. Up front, there's Cody Gakpo and young star Xavi Simons, players who can attack the half spaces with elite movement and unleash long-range shots that tear open the net. But the Netherlands still carries the label of the king without a crown, the team that always seems to come close but fall short. So here's the tough question. Is the perfect blend of elite soccer IQ and physical power finally enough to break their decades-long title curse? Will this orange wave turn into a storm, or will it disappear again right at the gates of glory? Number 4, England. Now we move into number 4. It's coming home. The most haunting chant in world soccer is echoing through stadiums across America. This England team isn't just strong, it's a near-perfect reflection of modern England, diverse, layered, and full of color. And they are marching deep into the tournament. This current Three Lions generation has 15 out of 26 players with African roots, including 9 with Nigerian roots and 6 with Ghanaian or Caribbean roots. According to the Guardian Sports Analytics, there has never been a World Cup where black players have had this much influence down the spine of England's team. Jude Bellingham is the perfect example, bro. He doesn't just play soccer, he glides across the grass. Bellingham is the soul of the midfield, controlling the tempo with a 92% passing accuracy rate in the final third. Out wide, Bukayo Saka keeps sprinting, leaving the scars of the past behind him to become one of England's sharpest weapons. And don't forget Kobbie Mainoo, the teenager who controls the ball with the calm of a 30-year-old veteran. But pressure around England is always on another level. The British tabloids are always ready with the knives. Can the African-rooted stars of the Three Lions keep their mental strength, or will they fall again when the papers start waiting for one bad pass, one missed penalty, one mistake they can blame everything on? The mental battle is England's biggest obstacle right now. Number 3, France. Welcome to the top 3. This is where everything shifts into elite mode. France, the superstar machine, built from some of the best talent to come out of the banlieues around Paris, is tearing through the tournament with terrifying power. Here's the historic fact. The Les Bleus squad has 21 out of 26 players with African roots, including 12 with Cameroonian or West African roots, and 9 with North African or Maghreb roots. The FFF data archives show that 85% of France's attacking power and midfield defensive strength depends on players who come from immigrant backgrounds. And Kylian Mbappe? He doesn't look human. With a recorded top sprint speed of 37 kilometers per hour, Mbappe is ripping apart every defensive system in front of him. Behind him, Aurélien Tchouaméni is a real black hole in midfield, swallowing up opponents' passes and averaging 8 ball recoveries per match. In attack, Ousmane Dembélé creates chaos with tricky dribbling, twisting defenders in every direction. The deeper they go, the less this is only about tactics. It becomes a battle of history and emotion, where the line between heritage and loyalty to the French flag gets tested. especially when France faces teams from Africa. Will the feet of these African-rooted stars shine, or will they shake under the pull of ancestry? France is powerful, but the thing that could beat them might come from inside their own emotions. Number 2. Curaçao. The runner-up on today's list. Oh man, I promise you, nobody who watches soccer could look at this team without feeling something. Curaçao. An island with just over 150,000 people, the smallest team ever to step into World Cup history. Even though they were eliminated after the group stage, their unbelievable draw against Germany at AT&T Stadium in Texas turned them into instant legends. Their squad had 23 out of 26 players with African roots, including 20 Afro-Caribbean players and 3 with West African roots. According to CONCACAF's The Underdog Report, the operating budget of this entire national soccer program is smaller than 1 week of salary for a German superstar. But on the field, they played like giants. Goalkeeper Eloy Room truly created one of the greatest moments of the World Cup with 14 top-level saves, a tournament record so far. In midfield, Leandro Bacuna controlled the tempo with real toughness, leading teammates who were outmatched in size, stamina, and tactical experience. They didn't have $100 million superstars. They had the heart of men carrying island pride in their blood. Even though they had to pack their bags and go home after some painful results, they changed how the world saw them. The question for the future is this: can the deep bond of their overseas diaspora bring enough strength and money to keep this project alive until the 2030 World Cup? Or was this just a shooting star across the sky, a brief miracle that may never happen again? Number 1, Haiti, and the number 1 spot. Guys, I genuinely get chills talking about them. Get the tissues ready, because Haiti didn't come to the World Cup just to play a sport. They stepped onto the grass in North America to tell the story of one of the toughest, proudest nations in history. They lost every match in the group stage. Their point total was a clean 0. But they turned every minute on the field into a celebration of pride. 26 out of 26 players. Yes, 100% of the squad carry African heritage, including 18 with Caribbean roots and 8 with West African roots. The Sports Records Organization reported that Haiti was the only team in the tournament that had to scrape together sponsorship money just to pay for flights to North America, while their country was dealing with a severe crisis back home. On the field, they fought like there was no tomorrow. Dukins Nazan, the leader of the attack, emptied his tank running every yard just to chase an honor goal. Jean-Rickner Bellegarde worked the midfield until he collapsed with cramps, while France Di Pierrot threw himself into every aerial duel like a true grenadier, not thinking about injuries, not thinking about fear. Guys, Haiti's story was never about the scoreboard. For a country damaged by disasters, poverty, and political instability, simply standing on the world's biggest stage and singing the national anthem was already a miracle. Every tackle, every sprint, every fight for the ball was a loud message to the world. We have not fallen. We are still here, still fighting with everything we have, and we are proud to the bone of the black blood running through our veins. And that's our top 10 for today, guys. The 2026 World Cup is not just about who brings home the golden trophy. It's a massive picture of migration, history, and the lasting legacy of African-rooted communities around the world. Soccer is life, it is culture, and Africa remains one of the strongest heartbeats of this sport. What do you guys think about this list? Which team left you with the most regret after they had to pack their bags and go home? Drop a comment below and let me know. Don't forget to smash the like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more deep, high-energy breakdowns of this historic World Cup. I'm Damon. Thanks for watching. Peace out.